You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
Hello and welcome to Working Like Dogs on Pet Life Radio. Thank you for joining us today. We're your hosts. My name is Marcy Davis, and my co-host is my trusty service dog, Whistle. And Whistle and I are thrilled to be with you today to talk about our favorite subject, working dogs and working animals. And today, our special guest is Judy Fredono and her amazing surf dog, Ricochet. And Judy and Ricochet are extraordinary philanthropists that have raised thousands and thousands of dollars for multiple charitable causes. And they're going to talk to us today about the work that they're doing together and all of the fun things that they're doing on water and on land. So come right back after these quick messages and help us welcome Judy and Ricochet to the show.
We'll be right back, right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Buster, you're telling me my dog food products can't go on your shelves?
That's right. Didn't pass one of my Petco certified nutrition checklists. Sorry, Wayne.
Who made these checklists?
Geniuses. Very smart guys.
Well, it's good enough for most grocery stores.
Do you see cheese puffs on my shelves? Mayonnaise? Soda pop?
No.
That's because I ain't running no grocery store, Wayne. Your pets will get better nutrition, I guarantee it. Petco, where healthy pets go.
Enter the code WORK10, W-O-R-K, the number 10, and get 10% off any order. No minimum at Petco.com.
I play tennis because I love to. But inside, I want to win. Take away the court, the net. I might not be a player, but I'll always be a competitor. Lady Foot Locker understands that.
Lady Foot Locker, the first to carry Adidas off-court shoes and the gear that goes with them.
If you play your best, there's no regret.
Lady Foot Locker, one place, every woman.
Go to ladyfootlocker.com and enter the code AFWRK1LF to get 10% off any order of $50 or more. Or enter the code AFWRK2LF to get 15% off any order of $75 or more at ladyfootlocker.com.
How would you like your business to reach out and invite in our audience? We have a brand new trademark concept called InfoSeeds. InfoSeeds are short 20-second seeds of information about your place of business, practice, or service. Is the best, most cost-effective way to invite us in. We only have a limited number of slots left. For more information, visit the website
PetLifeRadio.com.
Click on sponsorship information. There you can listen to a sample of InfoSeed. Remember, only a limited number of opportunities are available.
Hi everybody, I'm Megan Blake here with my sidekick Super Smiley, the giant mutt and spokes dog for throwaways. You're listening to Pet Life Radio, and I'd like to tell you about our brand new show, A Super Smiley Adventure. Our show explores adventures with animals. They can be traveling, out in the world trips, or inner journeys where our animals lead us to inspiration and self-discovery, or just plain fun adventures. Join us here on Pet Life Radio on A Super Smiley Adventure. Good boy.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back to Working Like Dogs on Pet Life Radio. Today our guest is Judy Fredono and her surf dog Ricochet. Hello, Judy, and welcome.
Thank you.
Well, we're so excited you could be with us today. It sounds
thank
like
you for inviting us.
Well, you and Ricochet are busy.
She keeps me busy, for sure.
Well, tell our audience about Ricochet. What kind of dog is Ricochet, and how did you two find each other?
Well, Ricochet is a golden retriever. She's 3 years old. She just turned 3 at the end of January. And I have a service dog program called Puppy Prodigies, and the intention of that program was to raise puppies for other service dog organizations from the time they're born until they're about 8 weeks old, and then they would go on to another program for the either puppy raising or training. So I did a lot of work on researching the puppy's brain and stimulation and different types of things that you can do while the brain is still developing. So that's kind of what my focus was, still is, but Ricochet's taken me on a different road right now, so I'm pretty open to it and been following her journey. So Ricochet was actually born at my home. She took her first breath in my hands. So she was slated to be a service dog. That was the whole intention, but she had other plans. So I kept her and was training her, all her service dog tests and things like that. And I start training the puppies when they're really, really young. I think the first video I have of hers at about 13 days old or something, where we're working on a couple different things. And she was a brilliant puppy, and she was caught on and learned really quickly. But somewhere around the age of 16 weeks, she started losing interest in training, and I struggled with her for months trying to remotivate her and knowing what she was capable of, because she already proved it to me. So I spent a long time just kind of being frustrated trying to figure out how to motivate her again. And then when she was about 9 months old, she showed an interest in chasing birds. So we continued training, but a lot of our training was on self-control, because I didn't have as much of an issue that she was interested, but I didn't want her just taking off anytime she wanted to. So we worked on self-control, and she did really well with it. And that went on until she was about 15 months old. And she was really good. She's got really good self-control, but I couldn't, in good conscience, place her as a service dog knowing that she has that instinct. So I had to make the decision to release her from that role. But during the time we were doing her service dog training, we were also working on balance and coordination, and had her in a little kiddie pool, and she'd get up on a boogie board. And so she kind of started surfing, and we took it very slow and built a foundation just like I do with any other puppy training. And she kind of proved that she did well with surfing. So once I had to release her from the service dog role, I thought, well, I still wanted to do something meaningful. She was brought into this world for a reason. So I thought of fundraising with her and changed her title to Surface Dog, since she was going to be surfing as part of her fundraising activities. So just kind of a play on words. So she is now a Surface Dog, and she still helps people with disabilities, just in a very non-conventional way.
Yeah, well, it sounds like she is such an amazing dog, and that you're right. She definitely had a purpose and work that she had to do, but it just sounds like she had to do it a little bit differently, which seems like she's nailed. I mean, being a big fundraiser and a surfing dog, wow, you don't see many of those.
Yeah, especially one that could raise so much money. And, you know, it's one of those things that I think all animals are here for a purpose. I don't know that we always know what it is, or we always allow them to be who they are, or allow anyone to be who they really are. We always have our own expectations. And I did that as well, and for many months trying to make her something she wasn't. And once I let go of what I wanted her to be and just allowed her to be, then she pretty much showed me she's here for a completely different reason. So I'm honored to be her facilitator on the journey she's here to do, and whatever mission that she has to accomplish.
So what was the first fundraiser? So how did you transition her from being out of the service dog program to thinking about her doing fundraising? How did that happen?
I work with an organization called Positive Teams. They also train service dogs. And they were in the process of matching one of their dogs with a client, and he was 14 or 15 at the time, and he was a surfer. He's a quadriplegic. So they knew that I had some video footage of Ricochet surfing, and they thought he would get a kick out of it. So they asked me if I could email it to him. So I did that, and so we kind of got to know each other through email, and I met him a couple times. So once I had the idea that Ricochet could do something with her surfing, he was the first person I thought of. So he was her first fundraiser, and basically it was to try to raise money so he could get his service dog. Positive Teams charges for their dogs, and then also he gets physical therapy 3 times a week. So it's pretty costly, so we wanted to raise money for that and his service dog. So that's how it started, and because he is a surfer and Ricochet was a surfer, it just seemed to make sense. And it was kind of one of those things that was just meant to be. I don't believe in coincidence, and once I made that decision to let it be, it just all kind of happened. And my idea was to get them at the beach so they can each ride their surfboard individually, so I could use that as kind of a promo for the fundraiser. So we were there, and they were both surfing on their individual boards on the same wave together, but on individual boards. And they did that 4 or 5 times. And on one ride in, they got to the beach, each again on their own separate boards. And Ricochet jumped off hers and jumped onto Patrick's. So it was kind of her idea that she was saying, I want to surf with him.
Oh.
So we said, oh, are you up for it, Patrick? And him being a young kid is just like, yeah, that's cool. So we took him out in the water, and I had to trust that she'd know what she was doing because I had no idea. And they were pushed off into a wave and surfed it like they had been surfing together forever. And she kind of counterbalanced the boards. If it was going to tip over, she would shift her weight to the other side so that they wouldn't wipe out.
That is so awesome. I've seen some of those photographs, and they are I just love to look at them. They're so fun, and they're so positive, and they're so inspiring that anything is possible. I mean, it's just
exactly
it's so cool. Yeah, it's the coolest. Well, so how many organizations do you have, Judy? I know you do lots of fundraising, but you have Surfing for Possibilities.
Yeah, Surfing for Possibilities is an initiative. It's not an organization. It's part of Puppy Prodigies. What Ricochet does is all part of our nonprofit, Puppy Prodigies.
Okay.
So she is an initiative. The Surfing for Possibilities that she does is an initiative. So it's just kind of, it was not expected. It was not in the business plan, but it's kind of what happened. And so she raises money for other nonprofits typically, or people or animals in need. And then the donations come into Puppy Prodigies, and then we would write a check to whatever organization that we were fundraising for. And it's always different.
Yeah, I was looking at that on the website, that it looks like you do so many different diverse types of organizations. How do you decide what kind of fundraising effort you're going to engage in?
Well, a lot of it does have to do with people with disabilities, because obviously that's my background, that's service dog background and what she was training to do. So a lot of it is either special needs kids or people with disabilities, but there's a video that we posted on YouTube after that first fundraiser of her and Patrick, and it went viral, and it hit 1 million views in the first 40 days, and now it's got over 3.3 million views on it. So the video has just brought so much attention to Ricochet and the work that she does, and so many of the donations have come through that video. So as long as the video stays viral like that and we're getting the attention, we thought, well, let's redirect that attention to other causes that need it. So there's just so many out there that could use the attention. Certainly I'm only one person and not the most healthy person to begin with that's helping her. So, we can only do so much. But usually there's either a story that comes across my desk or an email or something that just tells me, okay, this is what Ricochet wants to do next. So I don't usually have anything planned ahead. I just kind of wait until I'm guided to what's next.
Yeah, if something feels right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice. That's nice. I wondered if you had some kind of process where people could approach you and ask you, because I'm sure with it going to viral to millions of people that you're probably getting all kinds of contacts from people from all over that are wanting your support.
We do, and Ricochet's got a pretty popular Facebook page. She's on Facebook under Surf Dog Ricochet, and I think yesterday she just hit 24,000 fans, and they're just amazing people that are part of her Facebook page. And usually we do the fundraisers through that, and we get requests, but I think it was when she had 20,000 fans, we wanted to do something even more, so we created what's called Raise Awareness Wednesdays. So so that we put on her website different organizations that want to be part of it to raise awareness. And then every Wednesday we post that link onto her Facebook page for other people to repost. So any of the organizations that's on that website would get exposure. So it's kind of a way to help without doing something individually for each one. And that's worked out pretty well for us to be able to help in some capacity, but not overextend ourselves and not be able to do everything, because obviously we can't help everyone. But
right.
The more we can do, we will. And people who contact us through the video or whatever, either if I can't help them, or we can guide them to where they may be able to get help.
Oh, that's a great idea. I love that. So it makes it really feasible without being too much, and where you don't get in a situation where people are saying you're not, supporting my cause,
right,
but you're supporting another. So that's
exactly.
a great idea. Yeah, I love that. Well, we'll have to keep an eye on that on Wednesdays, because we signed up and love being a friend on Facebook too.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Well, we are going to take a quick break and hear some important messages from our sponsors. And we're going to come back very quickly and continue visiting with Judy about all the amazing things that she and Ricochet are doing. So come right back after these quick messages.
We'll be right back, right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Love your pets but wish their medications were a lot less expensive? They are at 1-800-PET-MEDS. You'll not only save on flea and heartworm medications, but on prescriptions for arthritis, incontinence, thyroid, and more. And you get fast service, free shipping, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Plus, our licensed pharmacists ensure accuracy, monitor drug interaction, and more. See why over 5 million people have trusted their pet's health to 1-800-PET-MEDS, America's largest pet pharmacy. Call now or order online.
Go to petmeds.com/work, WORK, to get 10% off any order and free shipping on orders of $39 or more at petmeds.com.
Whether they're big, small, hairy, or whatever, you're going to need gear for your feet. And Kids Foot Locker's got all the great shoes and gear that'll get you in the game.
Go to kidsfootlocker.com. Enter the code AFWRK1KF to get 10% off any order of $50 or more. Or enter the code AFWRK2KF to get 15% off any order of $75 or more at kidsfootlocker.com.
And cover those funky feet.
FTD's network of over 40,000 florists around the world have been creating beautiful handcrafted arrangements for 100 years. Each arrangement is delivered the same day and backed by FTD's 7-day satisfaction guarantee. For a century, people have trusted their most important occasions to the flower experts at FTD.
Since Pet Life Radio is all about puppy dogs and flowers, our listeners, that's you, can get a 20% discount on your order. Just go to fluorop.com and use the code WORK1234 at checkout, FLEUROP.com, code word WORK1234.
This year, Americans are expected to spend a jaw-dropping $36 billion on their pets. From lighted leashes to high-end spa products, the discriminating pet owner can find just about anything to pamper his or her pet. Hi, this is Michelle Fern. Join me every week for Best Bets for Pets, where we'll talk about the latest pet products and talk to the companies that make them. Best Bets for Pets. Every week, only on PetLifeRadio.com.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back to Working Like Dogs on Pet Life Radio. And we're visiting today with Judy Fredono and her surf dog Ricochet. And before our break, we were talking about the video with Ricochet that went viral, that's been seen by, I think it's over 3 million people now have seen that video, Judy?
It is. It's over 3.3, I think, right now, and it increases every day.
That's amazing. And how can people find that video? How can our listeners go look at it?
Well, if they join Ricochet's Facebook page, it's on the landing page so they can see it right there, or on her website, which is surfdogricochet.com, or on YouTube if they type in Surface Dog, and that would be spelled S-U-R-F, like Frank, I-C-E, Surface Dog. They could find it that way as well.
Okay, great. Wow, I know, because it's amazing. I've seen it, and it's just so fun to watch that video. It's so cool. And
it brings people to tears. So many people have told me they cry when they watch it, so I guess we need to give a Kleenex alert.
Yeah. Yes, it's true. It's true. It does bring a tear, that's for sure. And she has an amazing presence on Facebook. So tell us a little bit more about that. How did you get started with Facebook, and how can people join?
Well, we got started with the first fundraiser. Somebody that was on Facebook suggested that we join Facebook to do networking for the fundraiser. And back then I had no idea what Facebook even was. But we did join, and since then have, like I said, accumulated quite a bit of traffic and fans. And they're the most amazing, generous, kind-hearted, good people that are on her page, and it just overwhelms me all the time. They're so supportive and help with donations and raising awareness, and it's just an amazing community. And she's on Facebook under Surf Dog Ricochet as well.
Okay, good. Well, I'm sure our listeners will want to go and join as a friend of Ricochet's on her Facebook page and also watch that video. And I also heard that Ricochet won a big award in 2010 as the most heroic dog.
Well, she was nominated in USA Today's Most Heroic Dog contest, I think.
Uh-huh.
And, but so was Target, the dog that was mistakenly euthanized, that was in Afghanistan and saved soldiers' lives and then came back to the States and got out of the yard and was picked up and erroneously euthanized. And it was just an absolutely horrible story. So that dog was also nominated. And the first couple days, I was asking Ricochet's fans to vote for Ricochet, and it just felt so uncomfortable. And I got in contact with one of the other candidates, which is Sparkles, the fire safety dog, who's also nominated. And we decided, okay, let's not ask for votes for ourselves anymore. Let's ask people to just vote, our fans, to just vote for Target. And we started a fundraiser as well, and that fundraiser raised over $5,000 for a new initiative that the family started called Target's Bunker. So we didn't want the contest to be about anything other than Target anymore. So we kind of did that. And there was another award she won in 2010, and that was the AKC Award for Canine Excellence. So that goes out to 5 dogs each year in different categories, and service therapy, I think search and rescue, pet dog. So she won an award for that, and it's a pretty prestigious award, and we were very honored to get that. And went to Long Beach where they were having the dog show from AKC, and it was televised, and it was a pretty formal event, so we're used to having sand in our toes, and we had to get dressed up for that. So it was a very nice honor.
Well, it sounds like there's no question that Ricochet is a heroic dog. That's awesome. And actually, we know Dana and Sparkles.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, they've been on our show before.
Okay,
so,
yep,
yeah,
they're
so
our
that
friends.
That sounds just like something Dana would do.
She's amazing, and we had a really good time working together, and it kind of formed a bond between us. And, yeah, she does some amazing work.
Yeah, she does. She does. She and Sparkles have really done a lot of amazing things, just like you and Ricochet, which is so awesome. Well, tell us a little bit more about Puppy Prodigies.
Well, Puppy Prodigies I started because I did volunteer work with some service dog organizations and had the opportunity to work with a lot of newborn puppies, and I was just fascinated with it and wanted to learn as much as I could about their brain development since they're born without their brain being fully developed. So I did a lot of research on that and kind of experimented with puppies. Just, they were kind of my teachers, and I'd push the envelope to see, okay, well, can they do this at this age? And, I had puppies at 6 weeks old turning on light switches, and it just was amazing to me, the potential and the untapped potential in these puppies. So, a lot of people sometimes wait and they'll say, oh, wait till 6 months old to train the puppy or something. And puppies can learn, like, as soon as they're born, they start learning. So it's just a project that I was really interested in, and seeing the number of dogs that don't make it as service dogs for whatever reason. So I wanted to kind of work with the puppies when they were, when they were born and their brains are developing, to stimulate their brain and to expose them to things that they're going to be exposed to as service dogs, so that before that fear period sets in, they're used to so many different things and different surfaces and changing environments and all that. And of course it's done in a way that's safe for the puppies, and, we don't go too fast, and it's very structured. But it's just really amazing what puppies are capable of. So that was the whole premise for Puppy Prodigies. But like I said, Ricochet has kind of taken me on another path, and I'm following that. And so Puppy Prodigies kind of became something different than what I originally had planned for it.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you and Ricochet definitely have a journey that you're on together, and you're right. If we can let go of our own agendas and our own plans and follow that, it can really be amazing.
It is amazing, and it's a way that I live now, and it's just, she's taught me so much, because, as human beings, we tend to want to be in control, and we're really not anyway. So I've kind of lived my life now. Whatever's meant to be will happen. And it's so much less stress and pressure of trying to survive in the world. And kind of during the height of everything that was happening with Ricochet fundraising, I found out at the end of December, right before New Year's, that I needed open heart surgery. So that was kind of very unexpected, but it's taught me a lot. And, everything that Ricochet kind of teaches, that anything's possible, and, despite what your limitations are, you could still make a difference in the world. So it's been a pretty amazing journey, and overwhelming one. And I was kind of a negative person before Ricochet, and she's taught me to focus on the positives and find the positive in each situation. So that's kind of what her Facebook page is about, is accepting people for who they are and getting rid of expectations and focusing on the positives and the can-dos in life, and that's what she's all about.
That's a huge, huge life lesson. I think if all of us can get our heads around that, it would make the world such a better place. And make our lives so much less stressful.
Exactly.
And, what a gift that is. Have you had that surgery yet?
I did, March 1st.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, I'm hoping everything went well. You sound great.
I sound great now. I didn't sound so great 2 months ago, but I made it through. It was one of the worst experiences of my life. I was incredibly scared and stressed and anxious about the whole concept. But now that I've made it through and I'm pretty much recovered, I feel like I am empowered by what happened. So, again, that's something I think that Ricochet helped me achieve, just through the way that she is, and looking at what I was able to get through, because it was really a tough time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, it's so great that you two had each other, having Ricochet. I know when I've had some surgeries myself, I tell you, there's nothing like being in the hospital and looking over and seeing that little dog bed and my trusty service dog there with me. It's such a gift to have that animal in your life to get through those tough times, I tell you. And everybody's going to have tough times, at least.
Absolutely. And one of the things, too, that I think I want to get across, because so many of your listeners are service dog people and probably trainers and puppy raisers, and usually we're really disappointed when a dog doesn't make it as a service dog. But I think looking at all these dogs are special, and they can all do something else. So just because they didn't make it as what we planned for them doesn't mean that they're not going to still make a difference, because they will.
Absolutely. I know so many dogs that didn't make it as an assistance dog, but went on to fabulous careers as in law enforcement or in, lots of other service opportunities. And I love what you said earlier, that every dog has a purpose and has something to contribute. And I could not agree with that more. I mean, I just think that they are such incredible animals. We are just beginning to learn how to communicate with them and honor them and learn from them. And there's so much more to discover together. And
Absolutely.
I think it's just such an amazing, I always feel so bad for people that don't have a dog in their life or an animal in their life, because it is such a unique relationship and such a gift. So tell us again, we want to make sure that our listeners know your website information. So if you could please slowly tell us that, how can people access you at Ricochet on the internet?
Pretty much everything is under Surf Dog Ricochet, so surfdogricochet.com for her website, Surf Dog Ricochet on Facebook. She's also on Twitter under Surf Dog Ricochet. So, and then the video is Surface Dog, if they look that up. But it's on her website, it's on her Facebook page, so they'll have access to pretty much anywhere they go. The video is there too.
Okay, great. And they can Google Ricochet and all kinds of amazing things will pop up.
Yeah, and on her website are all the different fundraisers that she's done, and it's been for human and animal causes both, so it's kind of a little bit of everything.
Yeah, that's great. And then we also have to check out Raise Awareness Wednesday.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Judy, for spending time with us today. We really appreciate it, and we can't wait to follow Ricochet and to see what your next fundraising effort is. And have you given any thought to that?
No, like I said, I usually don't. It just comes as it's supposed to, and I always tell people this isn't my journey. I'm on it with Ricochet to facilitate her or to be the driver, but she's the navigator. So she gives me information on a need-to-know basis.
Well, we will stay tuned and see what that's going to be, because we know it will be something very meaningful and very helpful to someone in this world. So thank you so much for all that you're doing for Ricochet, for others. I mean, it's really remarkable. Thank you, Judy.
Thank you.
And thank you, our listeners, for being with us today. And thank you so much for your emails and your calls. I love to hear from you. And as you know, you can reach me at Marcie, Marcie, at PetLifeRadio.com. So thanks so much, and we hope you'll come back and join us again real soon. Take good care.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.